Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna show you how you can change the look of your X-Plane with only 3 enhancements add-ons with minimum or even no loss in frames per second. Now obviously it depends on your system and the graphic card that you have, but if you have a powerful system it will not affect your frames per second. Now I want to show you the settings. Alright, so let's go to graphics. So this is where I have my visual effects to high, texture quality maximum, anti-aliasing to 4x, numbers of world objects to high, and then reflection details low. Now I can have draw park. You know what, let's have draw park aircraft. For this video we're gonna compare with this is the defaults. I just installed a brand new X-Plane 11 copy into my machine, so it gives me like three AI aircrafts. They're coming as a default, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So we're gonna test this. We're gonna go to Frankfurt. Let's go to weather, edit set to match real world. Alright, so based on this configuration, hey, that's you know what, let's park somewhere by the terminal. Alright, so let's start. Based on this configuration, I'm gonna show you how the default X-Plane 11 looks when you install it the first time. There's no plugins added, there is nothing in it. This is how it comes and how it looks. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna install these three enhancement programs, and then we're gonna see the difference. But more important is the frames per second, if these three will affect the frames per second or not. Okay, so now as you can see inside the aircraft I have 70 frames per second. And let's go outside. I'm gonna back up a little bit. This is how your default X-Plane looks like. And you can see if I turn this way we have like 66, 67, let's say 60, okay? 60. Now obviously the frames per second, now we have just a little bit, so I think it's fair that it stays at 60. Now the reason I chose this airport because there is forest here, like all around the airport. So now we just went back down to 50. Let's say if I lower 50, go up 55, 57, 56, let's say 55, right? And this is how it looks. We're just gonna circle a little bit 50. I think it's fair to say 55, and then by the airport 60. Well, here is 70, but let's say 60, okay? And alright, I'm gonna take a look at a couple of things here. So you see the runways, the concrete, the asphalt, how it looks, the taxi lines, the signs, the grass, and everything. This is how X-Plane looks, default X-Plane looks. I'm gonna go ahead and install those three, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Those three enhancements programs, but before to do that, let's go to the default Seattle. This is where your X-Plane will take you. when you first start the X-plane. Let's leave it like that. Alright, so we're gonna jump really fast. We're gonna go to Seattle. Alright, this is Seattle. Here we definitely see all these trucks here parked, and this is how Seattle looks. Now the grass looks a little bit, I think because they did this. This is an ortho. Yes, it is an ortho photo that they did for this airport, and it does look a little bit better. But then again, all the concrete, runways, asphalt, taxi lines and everything looks pretty much the same. Oh, there's a trolley guy parked right here. Now this is the default baggage trains, or whatever how they call it. No drivers. I think there is more on this side. There you go. Now the one driving, no drivers, nothing. Alright, so this is how Seattle looks. So here, what I wanna do, I wanna go to the mountains, those mountains right there. So I think it's faster this way. There you go. Frames per second. Here we have 90. Okay, let's go back to the airport, and then here we have 60. Again, around 60. If we go a little bit farther, it goes down to 50. So it will be the same like in Frankfurt. Alright, so we're gonna quit X-plane. The first enhancement program will be this Global Earth. Now unfortunately it's not free, it's $45. So this will change the terrain textures to the entire world. So it doesn't matter where you fly, all the terrain textures are gonna be changed to a higher resolution with detailed mountains and blah 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 blah. So one thing which is important, if you're on Mac right now, this would not work. So this only works for Windows, unfortunately. And then European Library HD, and seasons change programs would not work with this Global Earth as of right now. So once you purchase this, let's go through this first. The second one will be the Airport Environments HD. This will change the taxi line, concrete, asphalt, taxi signs, and all these trolleys. We'll add a few things to look more realistic, and this is free. It's by Mystery X. I really recommend this. Even if you don't install Global Earth, I still recommend you to get this. And the third one, it comes as a plugin, but it's still like an enhancement. I know there's other ones out there, but all three of these will not affect the frames per second. Now the other ones, they had issues with frames per second and all these three, I guarantee you, will not affect your frames per second. Now this one, it's Maxx Effects. Pretty much what this does will it allows you to change the colors into your scene. So we'll see exactly what it does. Alright, so first I'm gonna start with Global Earth. I'm gonna go ahead and install that. Global Earth comes with an installation software, so it's very easy. Now I skip to, there's another window. When you purchase this, will ask you to enter the serial number, and then after that you're gonna get to this screen. Now here you're gonna have to select your main folder. So my fresh copy was on P, X-Plane 11. You just have to go inside X-Plane 11 and select the exe file. Just highlight it and then just click open. After that you just click install or update. And so this is gonna take a while. To download the files, it will be faster, obviously based on your internet connection, but then it might take a little bit to install this. Okay, so all done. I'm not gonna click on play. Let's install the other ones. So I'm just gonna close this. Now the next one will be, let's do the Airport Environments HD. Now once you unzip this, you're not gonna have this New York City. It's just this three: part 1, part 1.5, part 2. It also comes with a manual on how to install. So it's not that complicated. We have to do it manually, but it's very easy, and it shows you an installation step by step what you need to do. So I'm gonna move this on the other screen so I can see, and then bring another folder here. I'm gonna go inside X-Plane. Okay, so part 1, it says copy all the files from part 1. So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna highlight everything, copy, and then we're gonna paste them into X-Plane 11 resources, bitmaps, and then runways. I'm gonna go inside the runways, I'm gonna click on the white part and then just click paste, and then we're gonna replace all files in the destination. Alright, gonna go forward. Part 1.5, let's go back here. 1.5, it's optional. This is more for European runways numbers. So on Windows you can just highlight this, copy, and then paste it in the same folder, right? X-Plane 11 resources, bitmaps, runway. We're just gonna paste them in here. Yes, what it's gonna do is gonna merge all these files in here. Now on Mac you will have to go manually inside. See all these numbers, you're gonna click everything here, highlight everything, and then you're gonna have to go, let's see which one. So you go asphalt, numbers, select everything, and then you go into your X-Plane folder, asphalt, numbers, and you paste them in here. Alright, and then you're gonna do for concrete the same thing. Alright, so the next step, we're gonna go to part 2. We're gonna copy this Airport Environment HD, and then we're gonna paste it into X-Plane 11 custom scenery folder. Just paste it in there. Now let's see. If you have previously installed an older version of Airport Environment HD, delete those folders. Okay, and the ramps and taxi lines, whatever. Now the ini file into customer will be this one right here. You can open with any text editor. Now you don't see that here because I didn't start explain. But once I start, it will show this Airport Environment HD. Now it's important that this entry should always be below any seasonal add-ons like Maxx, but above similar libraries. So you have to play around with that. I don't have anything in here. This is all default, so it doesn't, like, at this point it doesn't matter where it's gonna be. It's gonna be on top, but I don't have anything else here, so it's fine. Okay, we can close this, and then we can close this. Okay, so the last one will be Maxx effects. We don't need this. Let's go back here one more time, and then we're gonna go to Maxx effects. Now this also comes with an installation program, so I'm not sure for Mac if it's the same thing or not. Let's see, it doesn't work. No, let's bring this here. Will this work for Mac? So it does come, it says that it's a plugin. Changes the appearances and colors of your X-Play environments with one click over the button. Yeah, but it doesn't. Click it to download the manual. Let's see the manual. Okay. System requirements or Mac. Okay. Windows or Mac operating system only. Okay, so it doesn't work for Linux, just Windows and Mac. So it does work for Mac. Okay, all right. So we're just gonna click on setup. Yes. It's very important to select your main X-Plane folder. All right, we're gonna click next. Now it's gonna ask you to enter your customer email address. Now this is important. I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna make sure we are on hard drive, correct hard drive, so it's P. And I'm just gonna go back and down and select X-Plane. I'm gonna double click. You don't have to go inside, just highlight it and then click OK. So now hard drive P, X-Plane 11, yes, next, and next. Alright, okay, finish. We can close this, and now let's go back to X-Plane. So we're gonna go back to Frankfurt first, and then we're gonna go back to and then we're gonna jump to Seattle too. Alright, so same configuration, didn't change anything in here. So let's go to EDDF, that's Frankfurt. Let's leave the same spot, same aircraft, weather, match real world. Okay, the same thing. Just gonna start. Okay, so we are in the aircraft 65. Let's go outside now. As you can see, the concrete looks much better now. And we have, well, here we have 85, but this way it was around 60 or 50, 56, 57, so that's where we are. As you can see now, the concrete, asphalt, everything looks much better, the grass and everything. And So let's go back here and look at the forest. Now this is how the forest looks. Now we were testing on this side and it was, so it's 49, 50, 47, 46, 47. So we did lose, I would say probably like 3 frames per second. But I mean, look at this forest. I mean, this does look more like a forest. And then everything here, let's see, the baggage trolleys, they have a driver, taxi lines look much better. How about the signs? Let's see, this is how the signs look now. It does look, this is the asphalt on a runway. It looks much realistic, and then a concrete. So this is global Earth, and okay, let me show you the trucks. See, we are in Europe. As you can see now, they have this European trucks. So it changes that too. So now let's go to Seattle. Okay. Alright, same spot. Start flight. So let's see how Seattle looks, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you what Maxx does. So you can see like how nice the markings looks now. Okay, and I don't know if you noticed, but we are in United States now. Here they have, what's that, Peterbilt? Yeah, trucks. So it does change that based on where you're flying. Let's go to that mountain. Okay, but to do that, we're gonna do this. This will bring me faster. Alright, where are you? There you go. Now this is how the mountains looks now with global Earths. It does change the look to a more realistic look. I'll say that, I gotta say, it does look much better than the default one. Alright, so should have stayed there, but let's do this. We can go back over there. So the frames per second here, it's still like 70, 60, somewhere around there. If I go a little bit farther, here it doesn't affect that much the frames per second, but I mean over there you saw the forest. Usually the forest, they do tend to hit your frames per second a little bit, but I think it's, in my opinion, it's not bad. But I'm still not pleased with this because it still like looks more grayish. Okay, so this is where Maxx comes in handy. If I go to configuration now, it does give you a couple of presets. Now the right side will be the presets, the left one will be the original So if I go through all these, this is what it changed, is a couple of presets, but it also has the power user preset. Now this is where you can set, based on your preferences, how your X-plane to look. First, I don't like this. I just have this one on 0. The only thing I'm touching here will be the saturation. So usually I go somewhere around there. Now I mean, look at the sky. See, you can see on the left side it's the default, and then on the right side it's already bluish. Now I mean, even the colors, like the trees, the grass and everything, the houses, the roofs of the house, especially the red, becomes more it's more colorful. The water, if you look at the water, it's the same thing. See, you can see on the left side it's more grayish than on the right side. And then let's go back to here. See, the red is like more red. You can see it's like more colorful. You can see, you can compare that. Let's move this one away. You can see on the right side how the red, it comes out to life. See, like this is a perfect example. This is the edge. You can see the difference, like where I go through when I move this left and right. Now one more thing, what I do, some inside the aircraft it might be a little bit darker. Now I mean, the saturation you do, obviously you do as much as you want. Probably I did it too much, you know, but I will probably bring it like some around here, like that, and then maybe a little bit the brightness, just a little bit up, something like that, and that's it. That's the only thing I'm changing here, and you can see the difference, especially in the sky. So let's go back to that. Where is that mountain? Where are you? Did I pass? I think I did. Maybe I went too far. Right here. You see on the left side it's the default, and then once I move to the press, the presets, another preset, my user preset, you can see the difference. Now it's more colorful. Everything looks more colorful, and these are the default skies and clouds. Don't have anything extra for that. Right, so I do have, let's save this preset, save, and then you can close this, and now your whole simulator looks more colorful. And you do have the reflections on an aircraft and then everything. So let's see, I don't have presets for, gotta do manually. Internal default view. Alright, so this is how it looks. See, this one, it's probably too red. I mean, if you like it, you can leave it like that. I will change that just a little bit. Just make it a little bit. Probably something like that. So now everything looks much better than before, definitely. And this will change obviously everywhere. It doesn't matter where you fly. That's how it's gonna look. So if we go back to Frankfurt, all right, let's go back, and this is how Frankfurt look. So you don't see that much difference, but then this forest and then being more colorful, it does change the scene, and it looks much better. Now let's see one more thing. Let's speed up the time and let's see how it looks in the night. Everything, it's more colorful, the lights and everything. And alright, so that's all for this video. I hope this will help you decide if you want to spend another, it's like $40 for Global Earth and $20 for, it was 45, right? 45 and 20, so $65 extra to make your X-Plane looks like this. And this is how I record. This is, I don't enhance the video when I record. This is how I record. This is how I fly too. So and that's it. And thanks for watching. Until next time, happy flying.